Hey there, Nick here. I wanted to give you a in-depth walkthrough of Claude AI. It's the copywriting tool that we have chosen to use for Light School. And there's been a lot of new features released, a lot of cool things that we've been doing with it. So I wanted to make a video going more in depth into the tool and kind of showing you some other things that you can do with it to make really, really strong copy for yourself. Um, and also just share with you some of the nuances around why we chose Claude. As you know, there's many different AIs out there. We have ChatGPT, we have Grok, we have Google Gemini, and there's probably another 100 more. I'm not going to go through the process of naming, but for whatever reason, Claude seems to be the highest quality copywriter. All of the programs, all of the courses, and also just our own use, we find that Claude consistently outputs the highest quality copy. And I'm going to do a more in-depth walkthrough of all the cool things you can do with it, some of the different ways that we use it internally, so you have the full context as to what to use this supercharged copywriting spirit for. So this is Claude. The website is Claude AI, and you'll also notice that it says I'm on the professional plan. So as of Friday, January 10th, 2024, the professional plan costs $20 USD per month. In order to sign up for that, you can click over here in your bottom left-hand corner into your settings, and you can sign up for the pro plan. So the first thing I want to point out is whenever you're using Claude, please make sure to use the latest model. Okay, so how you choose the model is I'm in the Claude interface here. I come down here and I can actually choose different models. Now, when you're on the free version, you're getting Claude 3 Opus. It's still a pretty good model, but when you have the paid one, we want to make sure you use that, which currently, again, as of January 10th, 2025, is Claude 3.5 Sonnet. When you're watching this, there might be Claude 3.6 or Claude 3.7 or Claude 4.0 with a different name. Always make sure you're using the latest and greatest model in order to write up your copy. The next cool thing I want to show you right next to this model picker is the style picker. So let's suppose you wanted to just use it in normal mode. This is the default. This will give you kind of normalized responses, kind of like you would expect from a normal copywriting AI, but you can also make it concise. And when you do that, it'll just cut it down. This is good for emails and things like that. You can also make it explanatory. So make it so that it's giving you like a step-by-step breakdown. Let's suppose you're learning a new skill or you're asking questions about content, right? Or why I should make a certain decision. That's a good place for explanatory. You formal. This is good for things like formal emails, for LinkedIn posts, for a letter to your mom, if you want to use it for that. And the coolest one is Soul Whisper. Now, this is not a writing style that you're actually going to find within Claude, and that's because I actually made it myself. So what I did is, and you can do this too, if you go and click into your responses selector, you can go down here into create and edit styles. So you'll actually see Whisper is not a preset. And you can also change the order of them if you want to do that using this little thing. I'll actually put Soul Whisper at this top because it's the one I use the most. So if I go ahead and click into it, you can also edit the style of voice, right? So you can actually describe to it how you want it to sound. And you can just say things like, I want you to be straight to the point and at a maximum third grade reading level. Let's actually make that fifth grade, okay? So I'm just basically giving it feedback. It's the voice that I want it to encapsulate. And this is separate from the prompt, which fifth grade reading level, so you click go. And now what it's gonna do, it's going to update the voice. So now every time I choose this default setting, click save changes, okay? I can actually take this with me from project to project. So if I was to go into an old conversations, right, I can actually just choose Soul Whisper, and there it is. So this is a funny one. Don't read the text. So I'm just going to go over here and start with it and just say, can you write me 3 sentences about what happened today? And you'll see the difference in the voice. I made it so that it sounds very mindful, and doing things like that. I'll just say, write me a one sentence poem, right? And you'll see that it kind of takes on the 5th grade reading level, does that, versus when I do explanatory, do the same, and let's just see the difference, right? And you'll see that it's actually more strung out, but if I go to explanatory, it's like explain the poem. You'll see that the voice actually takes on the voice of what we are asking for in the preset, right? Versus when I go into Soul Whisper, it's like very explanatory, and I'll say explain it again. You'll notice that the poem creates a moment of contemplation by personifying natural elements, versus when you look at the lake at night, the moonlight makes patterns in the water. This poem tells us that if we stop and really pay attention to these quiet moments, we can learn something important. You can see how it changes as I switch. And I'll also turn to concise, so then it'll make, again, more concise one. But you can kind of use, you see it's really short. So you can actually use these features to create different voices. So you might have a voice, first of all, I think it's just good to have like one general voice that we're constantly updating. But you can create a voice for your Instagram, you can make one for LinkedIn, you can make one for an email that you want to write, and really the possibilities are endless. So it's the first feature that was introduced pretty recently that I just wanted to show you. So just make sure you have the latest and greatest model, make sure you're choosing the right voice for what you are trying to do. The next thing I want to show you is this really cool feature, and you can actually pin the left side like this, which is called projects. So projects are very cool, and what you can do is have a space that you upload information to so that you can tap into that information later, okay? And it also means that for different projects, you can actually just continue the conversation, right? It's very cool to do. So I'll just like go to Lottie's. So this is Lottie. She's one of our students or one of our teachers, kind of interchangeable. And what we did is we actually uploaded a in-depth breakdown of all of her copywriting secrets in our sales worksheet that you will get into in week 5. And so this includes a bunch of information like, let me see if I can just open one up. So you can see kind of what's in here. So inside of this sheet contain, we got Lottie's, perfect. It contains a lot of information about her students and about her school. So here are the compliments, the complaints that they have, right? Or the secondary complaints. What are their feelings? What are their fears? And all we did is after we filled out this worksheet, you can actually just click File, Download. You can do this in whatever format you want, right? You can go ahead and click Export. And then what you can do is go back to your Claude project, okay? And over here, click the Add Content button. And then you can actually upload not only this, but a whole bunch of other information, right? So I'll just go ahead and I'll delete the first one, and now we have the new one, right? The other cool thing you can do is, let's suppose that I was copywriting for Lottie. I could actually just head over to her Instagram page. Let's go to Lottie Bowser. Cool. So if I wanted to, I could actually swipe, like basically swipe means like take some of the coffee off of her page. Okay, you can just throw that into a Google Doc, and then what we can do is use this as like to capture the voice. Doesn't really matter about the formatting, don't worry about it, but basically I have all the text from her Instagram posts. I could also now download this file and upload it into Claude the same way I did. Just go ahead and do that, just so you see an example. Go over here, add content, upload from device, put it in there. Okay, and now what I'm doing is I'm providing not only all the context and information about her school, about her students, about her, the people that she serves, the feelings that they have, and all the other copywriting tricks. We're also providing real life swipe copy from her Instagram. You can do this for your website, you can do this for your newsletters, you can do this from podcast transcripts. Really, the possibilities are endless, and we can do this inside different projects. So you'll see that I have one set up for Mike and Liz and Prunell and Maria. So when I am writing copy on their behalf, or if I'm talking about the program, I'll just pop into Claude, go into my projects, and then go into that specific school, which already has all of their information uploaded. And I can also, again, change my voice to kind of make it a bit mine. If you just do normal, it'll only use the training data to find a voice. It's a pretty cool way to do that. I also have a specific space for all of my LinkedIn posts. So what I do is inside of this text file, I go to LinkedIn, And what I'll do is grab some LinkedIn posts that I like. I actually think it's inside of my notes. Let's see. Okay. Yeah. So I actually have been collecting a whole bunch of LinkedIn posts that I like, taking screenshots. And what I'll do is I'll actually copy all of that text, some of the methodologies, turn it into a text file, just like I showed you how to do, and then upload it back into Claude so that it can inform my style when it comes to helping me write all of my LinkedIn posts and content. So if you have a different voice in LinkedIn, LinkedIn is more like a water cooler. People want to learn, right? It might be different than Instagram, it might be different than Twitter. This is a really good way to segment your spaces so that you can supercharge writing your content. So anytime I find a LinkedIn post I like, I upload it into the project. Anytime I find tweets that I like, I kind of do the same thing. And again, this is just like has all of my Twitter history. It knows how I like to write. It knows how I like to do things. I don't have any knowledge uploaded here, but I could easily do the same thing, add in some swipe copy from tweets that I like. There's a program I'm building out where it's like quitting your phone and your device. So it's a really good way to have like different models for writing different types of copy. And I just wanted to share that feature because I think it's quite powerful and a really cool way to just organize all of the things that we are doing. And so those are the main features that I kind of wanted to share with you today. Claude is our go-to copywriting tool, and what we're going to be doing is once we fill out our sales worksheet, we're going to be taking that information, uploading to Claude. When we write copy for you, we're going to upload into Claude. This is our starting point when it comes to writing all your copy. And I also want to encourage you to replicate this system. So if you have built landing pages, if you have made cookbooks, if you have Instagram posts or like some killer copy from a summit that you ran, turn it into a text document, put it into your Claude space, and continue improving it. And I promise you, once it has all of that swipe copy and that training data, and you also have a voice that you really like, you can just bang out creative copy lickety split. So this is a good starting point when it comes to ideation, writing new copy, and it's only going to improve. So I encourage you to start embracing Claude today as your go-to copywriting tool. And do not be afraid to lean into AI. It is here to help you. It's here to save us time. It's here to ideate. These are our digital best friends. And this is the best copywriting system that I've used, and I want you to embrace it as well. So thank you for your time. Sending you lots of love.